Welcome everybody to round 7 Canada today. With me is going to be my guest commentator Josh Knott. Noel's not going to join us for today, and I'm going to pull you right through to the track flyover.
In 2015, the drivers were hitting 317 kilometers an hour before they brake for turn 1. Fourth gear left that's immediately followed by the long 75 kilometers an hour second gear right of turn 2. They accelerate up the hill 270 kilometers an hour before braking to 125 for the tight fourth gear chicane that forms turns 3 and 4. The drivers are then quickly fired into the sweeping right-hander of turn 5 in the shadows before hitting the brakes at 275 for turn 6. The field will try to hug the apex on the left, which feeds into turn 7, a third gear acceleration zone that exits onto the back straight. The drivers will race back up to 307 kilometers an hour along this stretch before braking to 115 and fourth gear for the second chicane of 8 and 9. Carrying momentum is key at this point of the track, and the first DRS detection point comes shortly before the drivers brake at 300 for the hairpin taken at 62 kilometers an hour, the slowest corner on the track. From there, it's a high-speed race down the 1.1 kilometer main straight, which incorporates the slight kinks that make up turns 11 and 12. The drivers will be doing almost 340 kilometers an hour when they arrive for the final chicane. Brake at 100 meters, shed almost 200 kilometers an hour in 1.6 seconds. This is the prime overtaking spot as they try to carry as much speed as possible down the pit straight for another lap of the Canadian Grand Prix.
And welcome back to the track. With me, as I mentioned, is Josh Knott today. Welcome, Josh. Okay, as we can see, some of the guys are already out on track again. Welcome, Josh. Are you back?
Yeah, I am back. My apologies for that. I just had a quick phone call.
No problem. Welcome back. Right, we can see V is already out on track. There's a little bit of rain today, it looks like, in Canada.
Yeah, the one thing that you don't ever want to see as a racing driver on a game.
Yeah, the forecast said that it should only be cloudy, so if we're lucky, the weather will clear up. But for now, I mean, the guys are going to have their work cut out for themselves.
Yeah, definitely, especially in the hairpin turn that we're viewing right now. I think that's going to be either very good or very bad for some drivers.
Well, we currently got V on track here. Do you want to have a quick look at his driver card?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So V's currently got a 50% attendance for the season so far, and he's scored himself 3 points finishes and currently on 20 points in 14th spot. As we can see, last round he had a pretty good round. We ended up both the feature race and the sprint race in 5th place. Before that, he had a bit of bad luck, but the last round he actually started turning things around. So hopefully this is going to be a turnaround for him in this season.
Yeah, especially in Azerbaijan, because that track is not easy.
Alright, we can see V has now started his flying lap. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of bench time he puts up.
Yeah, as I get disqualified instantly. I actually don't remember what the issue was there, though.
Ooh, we see one of the Universiosi guys completely turned around there.
Yeah, that looks like Jamie Jacobs having a bit of a spin on the corner. And across the line, 132 flat. Okay.
Wow, and just behind him, Brandon Creer answers that with a 130.3. Well done.
Oh, nice.
So Brandon actually made a guest appearance in our Azerbaijan race, but wasn't officially part of the league yet then, but he has now been recruited by Prima, and is actually in his debut race for us today.
Yeah, we wish him all the best. Obviously he's got off to the best possible start already. Yeah. Brandon, if you're listening, good luck, man. All the best.
And we see currently Ruan's out on track now. He's had a bit of bad luck in the previous round, and that actually dropped him down from being second overall to third overall in the F2 Championship right now.
I think the thing with Ron that I've noticed is that he is extremely consistent. And he's very quick.
Well, let's have a look at his current stats for the season so far. There we go. Alright, we can see that he's actually had 11 out of 12 of his races where he finished in the points. He's only had one DNF, and he's actually had one race win. So he is currently on 105 points in third position. And you can see that Azerbaijan was not very kind to him, where he only scored 4 points for that entire round, with an 8th place finish in the feature round and the DNF in the sprint race.
Yeah. I feel like that's what you need in a driver if you're a team principal. You need someone who's consistently in the points, who's quick, and who is actually willing to put in the work for the team.
Yes, and good attendance as well.
Oh yes, that's very crucial as well.
So Josh, I heard a rumor that you might actually be the team principal for AlphaTauri next season.
Yes, that's true. I've been asked to go into more of a management role with AlphaTauri for next season. So I do have some plans. I'm not going to leak them at all because I feel like that would be kind of unfair.
Yeah, keep those cards close to your chest.
So I know exactly what I want to do and which drivers I want. So I hope I get the drivers and make AlphaTauri great again. I know it sounds cheesy,
around
but yeah.
there by Jasper. Yeah, and interesting thing enough, I had a look at the current standings of drivers, the constructors' teams, and with things the way they are right now, and the teams positioned with the way they are now, and also factoring in the amount of their budgets, the team budgets that were not allocated at on bidding wars, AlphaTauri is actually going to be the richest team come season 2. Because they had a surplus of $12 million left over from bidding wars, which puts them ahead of even the winning constructors team this season. So yeah, you're going to have quite a good budget going into season 2.
So yeah. But yeah, hopefully we can do AlphaTauri proud and get them back on top.
Another bombshell also is I'm actually going to be moving over to Aston Martin season 2 and giving over my Ferrari team to Ruben. So yeah, he's going to be taking the reins of the Ferrari team next season now. So he's looking forward to that as well.
All these moves happening before the season's done, but the track is red hot and everybody and their dog is out on a lap. Everybody and their dog being Jamie Jacobs at the moment.
Well, we can see that V is currently out on the soft tire, so that would indicate that the track is currently drying up. As we can definitely see that there's no more rain coming down.
Yeah, the rain has definitely stopped. As you look at your screens, it's drying up quite quickly, and we'll probably see the track getting faster and faster and faster, and we'll get
Yeah,
to
as
see some really
Leandre
decent
just crossed the
times.
line there with a 129.7, putting him up into second place.
Amazing lap time. These
Yeah,
guys are
look, if
quick.
you want to have a look at anybody's driver's card, just please prompt me. Let's have a look at Leandre while we have him on screen there quickly. So he had 3 rounds where he missed out on F2, where he moved up to F1 but then couldn't race in F1 due to work responsibilities. So he moved back down to F2. So yeah, he's currently in 8th position on 59 points, even though he missed 3 rounds. So he's doing fantastically at the moment. And saying that, and then he spins out. Unfortunate there. But he did score himself a 2nd place finish in the feature race in the last round and a 10th place finish in the sprint race. So it'll be interesting to see what Leandre can pull off here at Canada today.
Yeah, so just based on his Azerbaijan outing, it's safe to say to everyone watching that he is extremely consistent.
Well, we'll hope that he'll be able to score points in at least both of the rounds this time around. But he is definitely very quick.
Yeah. He's on board with Jamie, it looks like. Jamie Jacobs on the wet compound. Interesting choice.
Yeah, he's still sticking with the wets.
Yeah, hoping for that rain to continue.
So there we go. We got Jamie on board if you want to quickly run us through this.
Yeah, okay, so Jamie is at 8 starts, 100% attendance, 3 points finishes, which is very good for him. I know he'll be happy about that. And he's in 20th. So he'll be definitely looking to progress on that. And as we can see, his qualifying stats are at 10 out of 20, and then his race stats are 11 out of 20. And as we go to his races from China, he 2 finishes in the feature and sprint race, coming 9th and 8th, finishing 11th in Spain in both races, and then in Monaco finishing 8th and 9th, and then Azerbaijan finishing just outside the points in 13th, and then in 9th in the feature race for Azerbaijan. So doing very well. I know this weekend he's wanting to push forward and hopefully get some more points for his team and finish nice and high up the order.
Absolutely. Another quick driver that we had join us back again here was Oliver Gensler, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. So he's got a 50% attendance at the moment, but he's got himself 2 wins in the season already. So he's a very quick driver. He's scored 5 of his 5 starts. He actually scored points in, and he also scored 2 fastest laps with 2 podiums. And a driver of the day already. So he's currently in 5th position on 64 points. So definitely also a driver to watch in today's race.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like he's gonna be a bit of a dark horse for this race. He's gonna put some definite pressure on the top guys.
Well, this lap it's starting to look like a really good lap. Is he coming over the line in a 1:25? Wow, he smashes Brandon's time there. And Brandon answering that directly after him with a 1:23. Well done, buddy. But that lap was invalidated. So Brandon will have to go around once more.
I think that's probably like the worst thing when you're doing a lap and it's decent, but then it's invalidated.
Absolutely.
The most heartbreaking thing ever.
Right, Mohammed Fazan. I believe he's 2nd at the moment in the championship. Let's bring up his card. Yes, he's currently 2nd on 122 points. He's got 2 race wins for the season so far. And yeah, he's also got 100% attendance, so he's been very reliable for his team.
Yeah. constantly finishing in the points. So, ladies and gents, if there's any team principals watching, Mohammed Faison is up for grabs come next season, season 2, which is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and the damage model will also be different next season as well as the handling. But we will be taking the damage to simulation instead of reduced as in this season.
Yeah.
So now with the soft tire compound being used by most of the drivers now, you can definitely see how the times are improving as the track is starting to dry up and some rubber is, being placed onto the track itself. Definitely starting to get the better lap times in now. Leandre also improving on his time, taking the provisional pole so far with a 1:21. Brilliant time there.
Very good time. I know Leandre is I raced against him before. He can be...
Oh my word, look at that.
Quick.
Mohammed just answered that with a 1:20.4. Fantastic time.
Wow, this is like watching, I want to say a tennis match, but I don't think that's the right analogy. But I mean, it's action-packed, so don't look away. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I mean, you get amazing content like this, so let's go. Let's get it.
Ruan's currently on a blistering lap here, currently 1 point... Oh, that was Jasper there, but Ruan was down on his sector there as well. Jasper is 1.2 seconds faster on his sector. Alright, just this little hairpin bend here, and we can see what time Jasper places. Comes over the line in a 1:21.4. Currently 4th.
Putting in 4th.
And nice. Brandon has also now gotten a 1:20.036, putting him into first place again, beating Mohammed out.
I think at some point, we need to start creating polls or something so people can put in their votes as to their driver of the day, who they feel the driver of the day will be.
Yeah, like a viewer's choice.
Exactly. Because I think Brandon Kruger will probably be in the top 5.
Yeah, no, his debut. I mean, this officially his debut races so far. He's making a really good impression. I'm very glad that I actually recruited him for Prima.
Yeah, I think anybody who gets Brandon Kruger as a driver for next season, they're gonna get blistering pace that we see here today.
Yeah, keep in mind, viewers, we still have 4 rounds left after Canada, and next season we're looking at having 3 tiers. So we'll have our F1 in as our tier 1, and then we'll have multiplayer cars with no teams for our tier 2 drivers, and then a tier 3 section or league with the Formula 2 cars. So definitely, if you guys are interested in joining us, please feel free, join our Discord, sign up. You're more than welcome.
As we see V going through the chicane there on his fast lap, trying to better his 1:20.8 that he got, and he's in 7th place at the moment as he goes through the hairpin.
It looks like a good lap so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Mohammed's also one of those drivers that's very, very quick.
Oh yes.
Yeah, let's see what he does through this. Oh wow, 1:19.9.
Ooh, well done.
But was that invalidated? Why was that not? Oh, that was V's time. Sorry, V had a 1:19.9. I also got mixed up there. Very, very good time there by V. He's really stepped up his game in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, he has, and he's getting more. It seems to be that he's getting a lot quicker as he's going, which is positive for the dam. Yeah, the dam's team. So yeah.
Here's my other driver, Dennis, and he's opting out of that lap, going straight back into the pits. 10 minutes left of qualifying.
Can anyone beat Brandon Kruger at this point and qualify on pole? We shall soon find out.
As we see Khalifa Almarar has joined the session now as well. It's good to see. He's a bit late for the qualifying, but there's still some time left. Some of the guys have now switched over to the super soft tire.
Yeah, so obviously looking to increase their times even further. On
Jamie
the
loses it there. I think he got on the throttle just a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, as we see Ockert van Rensburg going out to try better his lap time of 1:32.5.
There you go. Here's his stats. You can quickly chat us through that if you want.
Sure. As we see Ockert van Rensburg, he is sitting in 16th position with 6 points finishes, 3 DNFs, and an attendance of 83%. As we move to his current, his previous races, 2 DNFs in Azerbaijan, which he'll be feeling a bit of bad luck in Monaco, and points finishes in Spain, China, Vietnam, and 1 points finish in Bahrain. So he'll be looking to
Monaco
improve on that.
he didn't race, but yeah, definitely he's not going to be happy with the DNFs that he got at Azerbaijan. I'm hoping that he has a better round today at Canada.
Yeah, I know he can be very quick on when he's on point. As Mohammed invalidates his lap there.
A lot of the guys are now switching over to the faster compound. As we see, Ruan himself is on the super softs.
Makes you wonder if we'll see a time that will be in the 1:18s.
Well, currently Brandon is still in the pits, but Leandre is out on track. Ockert currently 7.5 seconds faster on that slip as he's split, as he's only done 1 lap on the wet tires.
This looks like it could be a very good time for Ockert. I know that he'll be happy with a good time. As Jasper was disqualified for
Yeah, not quite sure what he... oh yes, I remember. He actually came to a standstill somewhere on the track to allow somebody to get past, and you were at no point allowed to come to a standstill on the track.
As we see Ockert, Ruan doing a 1:20.8.
Yeah, currently in 7th position.
Yeah, very, very quick.
So far, the only 2 drivers that are really a little bit off the pace is Jamie and Ockert.
Yeah, but I know that Ockert won't be happy with the 1:32, so he's going to be pushing to get into that mid-120s at least.
Dennis currently improving on his sector time there. on his lap time. He's 0.39 down on his current best lap time.
Yeah, we've got quite a few people on 120 in the 120 time zone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 guys, I think, 4 or 5 guys on around the same time within a second of each other. So that just goes to show how close these guys are.
Ruan's now moved up to 5th position.
He's definitely going to be happy with that, with a 120 flat. Looks like Khalifa El Mirah is having a bit of connection issues.
Yeah, he hasn't put up a qualifying time, so I think he might be having issues joining the session. Sometimes this can happen when you join a session late. So Josh, are you looking forward to season 2 coming up?
Definitely. It's gonna be a new challenge, something I've never ever done before. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where the drivers, who drives for which team, and see the different teams if they can better their season 1.
Yes, absolutely. Because let me explain to the viewers that teams are not fixed in our league. At the end of the season, the top 3 drivers from F2 will be promoted to F1, and the bottom guys from F1 will be demoted to Tier 2. So that being done, then the guys will get their new estimated values for the drivers allocated based on where they finished in the season. And then the team principals will go into bidding wars where we bid on the drivers for the upcoming season, with the highest bid winning the driver for your team. So it is always a bit of a mix-up or a bit of an unpredictable scenario where you don't know who are going to be the teams and who are going to be teamed up with one another. So that makes the racing quite dynamic. I don't even know if I'm going to get the same drivers. Hopefully I might, or hopefully I won't. You know, like there's so much that comes into these things. It all depends on whether or not the other team principals also may be buying for a guy that was doing well. And you know, you have to manage your budget and your winnings for a season to try and get the best possible drivers for the upcoming season. And then there's a strategy also involved where, like with your team, where the guy didn't spend all his money on season 1, rather saving some of that funds for season 2 to be in a stronger position. So, you know, there's various strategies that you can employ with regards to being a team principal.
Yeah, as you were talking there, Ron Bronkhorst putting in a 119.6
Oh,
to
that's
put himself
a
in
flyer
second
of a
place.
lap, eh? Wow, well done, Ruan.
Well done.
He even beat out Leandre there for second place.
But don't talk too soon, because you got Leandre on a flying lap at the moment, and you know he's going to want to get that second place.
Ruan has also been very, very good with his attendance all season long. So definitely also, I would say, a good option for team principals to have a look at.
Oh yes, definitely. He's very quick, he's consistent, and as you can see at the moment, he's sitting in second place. So, as far as qualifying,
yeah, but come round 8, he will no longer be in F2, as after this round he'll be promoted to Formula 1, as one of his teammates in Formula 1 has stepped down, and with him being the first driver in Formula 2, he has now gotten the option to step up into that seat. So we'll be seeing a lot more of Ruan in F1.
Nice. I think he definitely deserves it, because he has been putting in the work and attendance. So yeah, all the best for next season.
Oh, we see Khalifa has finally gotten into the session as well, so hopefully there's enough time left for him to at least put up a lap time. Let's quickly have a look at his stats. You can run that through for us, Khalifa. Let me
Sure.
just quickly grab his card for us here.
Okay, so as you can see, we've got Khalifa El Marah, whose attendance is 42%, and he has 3 points finishes, sitting on 4 points in 21st position. As we look at his previous rounds, a 14th place in the feature race in Azerbaijan, did not drive in Monaco, did not drive in Spain, did not drive in China, and then 2 points finishes in Vietnam, 10th and 7th, and then 2 points finish in the feature race in Bahrain.
Yeah,
So
so with
yeah,
Khalifa's attendance at 42%, he's actually very, very close to that danger zone, because once a driver gets to about 40% attendance, he's actually in danger of actually being released from his seat. So he definitely will need to look at attending a lot more races.
as we see him going across the line here, 123.9.
We
It's a
actually
good way
saw
to start.
one of the favorites, and this is quite shocking. One of the favorites in Formula One, the most expensive driver, Gideon Renner, only ended up attending like 2 races, and his attendance dropped so low that he was actually released from his seat. So yes,
Oh wow.
it definitely can happen. Guys definitely need to look at keeping their attendance above 40% for sure.
Yeah. As we come to the end of the qualifying session, Mohammed Faizan just doing, I think, his in lap at the moment, having set 0120.1, putting him up there in 6th place.
And that concludes the qualifying session for us, with Brandon Creer topping the charts there with his first pole position, scoring himself an additional 4 points. Leandre Bossoff in second, so he got the second place back from Ruan. Ruan Bronkhorst in third. V from Dams in fourth. Oliver Gensler in fifth. Well, that's your top 5 for the race.
And here we go for the as the session begins. Drivers just busy jumping in.
Yeah, everybody's getting ready, getting their cars ready to get back onto the grid now for the start of the formation lap.
Yeah, choosing their
Respective strategies and tire compounds and
exactly.
whatnot,
Yeah,
yes.
my brain went blank there. It is fine. Okay, as we go on the formation lap with Brandon Kruger. And then after that, we have the start of the race.
Mohammed is the only one that actually opted for the harder compound.
That's interesting. So that's interesting because he's probably looking to go a little bit longer, whereas the super softs will probably die off a lot more quickly.
In the past, Mohammed has proved if he finishes the feature race near 8th place or thereabouts, and he gets to be around the front for the sprint race, he can be very dangerous. The times that he actually started the sprint race in first, he actually ended up winning as well, because he's very difficult to pass.
Yeah, he makes that F2 car look like the widest bus in the world. As we see everybody weaving to get the temperature back into their tires to make sure they have decent traction off the line.
All the drivers are now currently coming into the grid slots that they were allocated. Just waiting for everybody to gain their slots, and then we'll have the race lights progress.
As I'm the very last person to come around the corner.
Right, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and lights are out, and there we go. Start to the Canadian Grand Prix, Formula 2 Grand Prix. Good start. Brandon leads off, followed closely, a little bit of a pile up at the back there, but and Ruan gets, Dennis gets slid out. No, it was Ruan. Ruan in 3rd place slits all the way back down to 12th position. Good start by the front runners though. Unlucky there for Ruan. Hopefully he'll be able to recover from that. Oh, and Josh, what happened there? You cut that corner quite badly.
I think I just ended up breaking myself into that corner. Because I know lately I've been having issue with my braking system. So, yeah, that's kind of what happens sometimes. But you just need to push on.
V currently up into 3rd place. Brilliantly done so far by V there. Oliver's right on the back of V there, really gunning for that position. Comes in alongside him, having a quick look to the darts back behind him. Jasper closely following Khalifa there for 6th place.
As we get a fastest lap by Brandon Kruger, 126.2 for Premier Racing. Let's go. Let's get it, boys.
Jasper seems to be gaining on Khalifa. There we go, and he just passed him there for 6th place, but Khalifa took it right back, and Jasper again takes it right back.
Back of dreams!
Again, Khalifa has a look. Oh, and completely misses his braking point there.
Yo, but how was that switchback though?
Yeah, that was brilliant stuff. Ockard's now putting a lot of pressure on Jasper here for 6th place. V's still doing very well to keep Oliver behind him.
And it looks like Brandon's running away with from Leandre at the moment.
Yeah, no, Brandon's pace at the moment looks insane.
Yeah.
I tend to always focus on the guys with the lowest gaps between them to try and keep the battles in focus on the race replays as well. So if you're wondering why certain guys get attention more than others, if you're following the guy close to you on the racetrack, you will get a lot more camera time. And Oliver gets past V there for third place. Well done there to Oliver. Finally, the persistence pays off, and Mohammed also gets past Khalifa for 8th position. Khalifa now falling back from where he was in 6th position. Not quite comfortable with the track.
Yeah, I think on this track, particularly there by the Wall of Champions, it's very easy to, if you're not paying attention, to crash into that.
Dennis has also done quite well to move back up from where he started up into 5th position now.
Yeah, he's also one of your drivers for Prema, right?
That's correct. We actually never had Dennis's card up, but let me quickly have a look at this. So Dennis is actually our championship leader at the moment with 3 wins and 11 out of 12 point finishes. So yeah, as you can see, he's doing very, very well for the season. Very consistent.
Yeah, and his career earnings reflect his dedication to racing. So he's doing very well. Oh wait, I remember this race. I just clicked. As I retire from the Grand Prix.
Oh, that's unfortunate. What happened there?
I was having controller issues because I remember I put in my controller and then that wasn't working, so I tried my wheel and then I went back to my controller. So yeah, I think that was probably the reason. But then I think I got it sorted for the F1 race. Yeah, I was very annoyed not being able to do any better.
So V's currently 0.4 of a second behind Oliver. I wonder if we'll see him attempt another move on Oliver soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think V can definitely finish on the podium if he keeps within that 1 second mark of Oliver.
Brandon now being the first guy to actually go into the pits and Leandro opting to stay out. So possibly trying for the overcut. It's a very early pit there on lap 5, or at the end of lap 5 for Brandon.
Yeah, do you think he might have some damage?
No. He's just opted to be the first guy in. Ruan's the only other person who pitted, but that was because of the damage he had at the start of the race.
Yeah. As Jamie Jacobs is also going into the pits.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out once Leandro has also done his pit stop.
As Khalifa gets a 3-second warning, penalty thing, warning thing, that one. So as we see Oliver in the pits, Dennis in the pits, V in the pits, and Jasper in the pits, all looking to get onto the harder compound.
But interestingly enough, Leandro is still staying out.
Obviously he's very comfortable on the set of tires that he has, so he's trying to push those to the limit.
Leandre is, Brandon is currently right behind Ockett here. Ockett, who has not pitted yet. Brandon putting a lot of pressure on him, side by side through that. And Brandon gets past.
So everybody has stopped except for Leandre, Ockett, Mohammed, and Khalifa. Those guys.
Yeah, and Dennis has also now moved past Oliver there.
Yeah, as we see Leandre, just as I said that, Leandre going into the pits.
So now it'll be interesting to see whether he's able to do the overcut or whether Brandon will get past him while he's in the pits.
Yeah, not only that, but if Mohammed if he's going to pit or if he stays out. He goes into the pits as well, so both the top two going into the pits. And Mohammed manages to stay, manages to remain in first. Or am I viewing someone else?
No, you're viewing Mohammed right now. So Mohammed's going to probably stay out quite a while, because if we remember correctly, he was out on the harder compound compared to everybody else, so he should be able to stay out quite a long time.
Yeah, sorry, I got him for some reason muddled up with Khalifa, who actually went into the pits. Looks like we've still got Dennis and Oliver having a bit of a battle here.
Oliver doing really well to get past V there.
Yeah.
Dennis is now up to 4th position. Well done to him.
So both your drivers so far doing really, really well.
So it does look like Brandon got out ahead of Leandre. The only other person still to pit amongst the front runners is Mohammed.
Yeah.
Brandon is actually catching up to Mohammed, even though Mohammed is not pitted yet. But the tires of Mohammed must be getting quite worn out now. Mohammed must be getting to that point now where, you know, he's gone past where it's effective to stay out. He should be thinking now to get into the pits, get on a fresh set of tires, because now he's being passed by guys on fresher sets of tires.
Yeah, he should by now he should be thinking at least jump onto a fresh set of rubber so he can carry on with the race and not have to worry as much.
Jasper scoring another 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings. And Dennis seems to be catching up on Oliver here.
Yeah, seems like we can't seem to separate those two on track today.
Oh, that was a
Oh,
little dodgy. Don't quite know if
yeah,
that was kosher, but we'll see after the race if that gets submitted.
yeah.
Guys need to be respectful of that chicane section there. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to cause issues if you go side by side through there.
Mm-hmm. The old saying holds true. Two does not go into one.
Yes.
As Leandre now passes Mohammed Faiz and goes up into second place.
Brandon currently on the fastest sector there.
But I think the question on everyone's mind now is, will Mohammed pit or will he stay out? Because at this point, he's just getting passed for fun.
Yeah, as we see, Dennis has now moved past his teammate V for fourth place as well. Leandre just scored himself the fastest lap of the race so far.
So obviously, Leandre looking into eating into that lead that Brandon has over him. So don't step away from your PC or whatever you're using to watch this, because this is going to go down to the wire.
Oliver and V seems to be close all race long, constantly having battles between these two. Again now V is ahead of Oliver.
Do you think that that battle with Dennis kind of hampered him a little bit, made him vulnerable to the other drivers?
Yeah, it did affect his line going through that section there, so yeah, it all depends on whether or not he actually feels the need to submit that or not.
Yeah. As we say that Oliver moves up into fifth place.
And Brandon Kreutz just scored the fastest lap.
Nice. And then V gets him right back. This seems like now Oliver's battles now with V instead of Dennis. This is interesting stuff.
Yeah, neither of these two drivers wanting to relent. They both eager to be in front of the other one.
Oh yes, definitely.
Only 7 laps left of this race.
Quentin,
Yeah,
how about we view the penalties, see what penalties everyone has?
I can't put that up. We'll have to check.
Oh, not yet. Okay, cool. No worries. But I think the only guys that don't have penalties is the top two, and then.
Oh, look at that.
and
You just
one.
mentioned it and I actually just put it up. Interestingly enough, it seems that when I was doing the race directing for this, I also thought this would be a prime time to look at the penalties. Alright, Oliver's just gotten past V again. And now it's a battle for the next lap again.
Yeah. I think at this point, Mohammed's struggling on those tires because I don't think he's pitted yet.
The only drivers that have not gotten penalties are Brandon, Oliver, and Ruan.
Yeah.
So guys getting a little bit liberal with the corners and stuff.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Looks like V is faster in certain sectors and Oliver is faster in others, and that's how they keep kind of overlapping one another like this.
Because before we had the same issue with Oliver and Dennis, but now it's totally rotated to Oliver and V. So yeah, it seems like those three are battling among themselves.
Dennis has done very, very well now. He's actually moved up to third position now.
Yeah,
But he
so
does
both
have a
your
5-second penalty, so if he cannot get the gap larger than 5 seconds over Oliver, then Oliver will still take that podium position.
yeah, I'm sure that will be playing on Dennis's mind a little bit, trying to make that gap a little bit bigger.
Oliver's just desperately trying to increase that gap over V behind him. V is still within that DRS bracket behind Oliver, so he's going to get DRS coming into this long straight. And you usually could gain about 0.3 of a second from the guy ahead, so you could see V pulling the move on Oliver again.
Yeah, definitely. Just watch Ocker trying to catch Jasper. Just a little bit ahead of him.
Oh, Brandon's now also scored a 3-second penalty.
Well, at least now that negates if Leandre still finishes behind within the 1 second behind him. He still won't go ahead because he's also got a 3-second penalty.
As we look here on board, Oliver looking back at V chasing him. Very close behind him. These two are not done with each other just yet.
Not a chance. These guys are going to fight for every single inch of that tarmac in order to get that position.
Oliver's doing a brilliant job to keep V behind him at the moment. But definitely being put under a lot of pressure though.
As we see see Jamie Jacobs getting out of the way there for the two drivers. Well driven by him to manage to get out of the way.
And Brandon passing a back marker there, which looks like Khalifa.
Alright, 2 laps to go.
Ooh, gets a little bit dicey there by Leandre. Clearly pushing very hard, but the tires are getting worn out now. Alejandro is also busy catching up on his teammate.
This battle between Oliver and V is very, like, got no words to describe it. Everybody's wondering who is going to finish ahead of who. Is Oliver going to take
Well,
the position?
look at this
or
now.
is V?
Oliver's actually gotten a bit of a gap over V now, and now he's actually challenging Dennis again. Right past Dennis there. Well done. Gets tapped a little bit by Dennis as he makes his way through. With this being the second last lap of the Canadian race. Oliver doing brilliantly there to get ahead of both V and Dennis. It'll be interesting to see if he can now maintain this and keep those two charging behind him actually. Oh, Dennis getting it a bit wrong there, missing his braking point and tapping the back end of Oliver. But with them fighting like this, it's given V a chance to get past Dennis now as well, with Dennis getting it all wrong in that chicane section there.
On the final lap, let's see who can finish ahead of who, V or Dennis.
Well, this is quite a surprise. You know, I didn't think that Oliver was going to be getting in front of Dennis, let alone V, and now they've both passed him. It's those tiny little mistakes at the end of a race that can be so costly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think all in all, I think as far as penalties go, I think Ron is probably the most consistent.
Now this was an absolutely brilliant battle here by Oliver and V for the most part. Leandre second place, Brandon first. This has been a brilliant race. Unfortunately, we are recording for the sprint race has gotten corrupted, so unfortunately we won't be able to show you guys the sprint race today, but we will show you the results of that. Jasper doing fantastic to get driver of the day. Fantastic, well done.
Yeah, brilliant drive by him for driver of the day.
Brandon on his debut race scoring the win for Prima. Fantastic job.
As they pop the champagne for on the podium. So ends another race.
As we can see, Brandon got the additional 2 points there for finishing in first place with the fastest lap as well. All right, now we can have a quick look at the final race standings, and this is now after all stewards' decisions were taken into account. We had Brandon on pole position, scoring himself the 4 points there. Also getting the race win with the fastest lap in the feature race, followed by Leandre, Oliver, V, Dennis, Mohammed, Jasper, Akkert, Khalifa, and Ruan finishing up the points there. Then in the sprint race, we had Oliver winning that race. Fantastic job there by Oliver, followed by Dennis and Mohammed, and Brandon in fourth place with the fastest lap, scoring the additional 2 points there as well. Jasper, Leandre, V, and Akkert finishing the points for the sprint race. Congratulations to all the points winners there. Now to go over to the Drivers' Championship. So currently we have Dennis leading the Drivers' Championship on 182 points. In second place we've got Mohammed on 140 points, Ruan on 106 points, and Oliver on 94. Now the drivers in green are the guys that are looking to get promoted at the end of the season. Ruan's already scored himself an early promotion to F1, that's why he's not in green. So yes, currently those are the guys to look out for next season. Now to go over to the constructors. Currently Prima is still well ahead of everybody else. Very chuffed with my team there on 258 points, followed by Dams in 174 points. They've managed to get past MP Motorsports on 164 points. So well done to Dams on a great showing there in round 7. Followed by High Tech, that's Akkert and Oliver's team on 116 points. So that finishes up the top of the charts, and then midfield, as you can see, is topped at the moment currently by Charus. So yeah, this has been the race for Canada today. Thank you guys for watching and have a great evening.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. you assume the story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are.